Beloved, to be honest with you, I'm not looking forward to what I have to share with you today. It is probably one of the most humbling things a man can do, and that is showing your work on the internet. I'm going to be stripping the forms on this concrete pad. I had the cheek to actually come off as some sort of an expert in that last video, which I'm not, and well, the proof is in the eating of the pudding, so let's strip them out and see how bad it's going to be. You see what I did there? By opening the video with an apology and lowering expectations, now I don't have to face the criticism. I already got ahead of it. So today, Lord willing, we will be installing the Mr. Cool mini split compressor on this freshly minted pad that I poured. This morning, my manservant, Mr. Jiraiya, was setting out my tools to get ready for the day. Came across my dad's old framing hammers, the old Estwing 32-ounce framer. Isn't that something? Man, I remember swinging these. These were really popular for a while because, guys, you could never break the handle, but what the boomers didn't realize is that all of that energy travels down that steel handle, no matter how good the insulation is, and right into your elbow joints, and you get all sorts of arthritis and joint pain from it. It was just terrible, but they're kept around for their durability. This is, I mean, fun fact, these are probably what, 40 years old or so? I mean, I grew up with these. I was a little kid when my dad was using them, but they're really popular with concrete guys. Any of you guys who have done concrete will know all about the Estwing. It's just ubiquitous in the concrete industry because they're just so darn tough. Some of you may have noticed that we used duplex nails. A duplex nail is a nail with two heads, just like a house, meaning dual two. That way you can pull them out. You can pound them in something like a concrete form that you're going to want to remove, and this makes it easier. Oh, I'm nervous. I was reading in the comments this morning, so a couple of you guys are asking me, all right, now strip those forms. Let's see. Let's see what you ended up with there. I have to say that my broom finish is not exactly pro-ho, but well, at least we didn't get too many air pockets in there, so I would say that that is a win. All right, let me pull these nails out, and then we'll go grab our Mr. Cool unit. Are you guys feeling the need to economize a little bit, or maybe you're a little more frugal than you used to be? I know that's rich coming from me, isn't it? My grandfather lived through the Depression, you know, and I grew up with those stories. They were super poor. They were Okies, and I remember I grew up in this crazy Christian church or Christian cult, but one good thing about it, like the Amish, the men would come together for projects. You know, a couple needed a house or a widow needed a roof, and Granddad was always there as well. Many men were there, and I just remember him going around after like a roofing job and picking up all of the bent nails that the men had discarded while they were working. And he would take them home and he would straighten them on his anvil and put them in a box and save them. You know, and that was just natural to me. I didn't think that was odd, but he knew what it was like to not even have access to things like nails, and that something like that is precious when you need it and you don't have it. How heavy is Mr. Cool? Can I one-man rodeo this thing? I think so. It even has handles. I think those are handles. Oh yeah. So this slab's been curing for 2 days. So it should be fine. I am very pleased. It looks very tidy sitting up there on its new concrete slab. All right, so the book said it should be a foot away from the house or the cabin, which it is. So I think right there centered on that pad is going to be pretty good. I know this placement is going to be controversial with a lot of you guys. There's a lot of different options. You can mount it on the side of your building. What that does is you don't have to pour the pad, you get it up, but what I don't want is I don't want to have the harmonics, the vibration going through there and having to listen to that or feel that. So I'd prefer this. Now snows, that can be a problem. Yeah, we live in snow country, but there's also a 4-foot overhang here over this that's gonna protect that. And I'm gonna keep this plowed regularly. This would be on my route. And worst case scenario, I may even build just a small, like a snow break right here, which will do two things. It'll keep the sun off of it, and between the overhang and this will keep any drifting, you know, from building up here. But we'll see. We'll deal with that problem when we get to it. But for now, this is where I'm gonna put it, and that's kind of why. Let's secure the Mr. Cool to the pad. I've got these concrete mollies. Now this is very soft, so I'm not gonna really set these per se, but I think we can set them in. Is this, yeah, that's perfect size. And then we can tighten them up later, but this will hold it in place. So I'm gonna go around here and I'm gonna mark these. Here's a tool technology that you guys turned me on to that absolutely blew my mind. This is, well, a modern day roto hammer. What do they call this? It's the is it SDS? It's some sort of a, like a high atomic compact. I don't know. They all probably have their proprietary name, but it absolutely just destroys. Oh, I hope I have the right bit. Oh, I made that assumption when I bought them. 5/8. Ooh. Could we get lucky? These are 3/8. Yeah, I thought they were 5/16, but I think they're 3/8. Yeah, 3/8. Oh, good. I'm glad I didn't get 5/16. I don't have a 5/16 bit. It's SDS. That's what I was looking for. Boy, these are some skookum bits made in Germany. The SDS must stand for the shank design, or the way that it moves, or something about these, whatever it is. Man, they drill concrete like nobody's business. Get yourself a kneeling pad, gentlemen. East Coast man, he knows all about kneeling. I was wondering if it wouldn't be a bad idea to do a pilot hole. I am not Joe concrete contractor by any means, but I have had trouble in the past having these big bits kind of wander around and then your hole's not lining up anymore. I don't see any harm of just pre-drilling with a small bit. Oh, there's the rebar. You knew it. You knew it. You see, that's why the small W on professional homeowner, because real contractor, see, he would have known that he just put that rebar in there. He would have known he was going to hit it, but not me, of all the places. So let that empty hole there be a mark of my shame for the rest of my life I can look at. So let's move everything back just 1 inch. Actually, I'm done making assumptions today. I'm going to no. So let's put this on here, just make sure we still have our setback and make the best decision. This is why it takes you so long to get anything done as a homeowner, because you just don't know what you don't know. You're ignorant and you make mistakes and you have to correct them. And that one oversight right there, starts a cascade of events that, adds another 20, 30 minutes onto a job, and those just, compound all day long. I was a fool to put that rebar in there where I did. It must have got a little bit cattywampus. These are the times that try men's souls. I'm going to double down, see if this German bit will drill a hole through rebar. And indeed it will. You see, all that fuss about nothing. Since I don't have any grout, I'm going to fill that hole with some 10-minute epoxy here. That'll harden and keep any water out that would get in there and freeze and crack the slab. All right, let's set Mr. Cool upon his pedestal. One final time. Before we put our mollies in, we've got these nice little rubber isolating feet. It's gonna cut down on vibration and make everything nicer and quieter. So those look like they just sit under. I am just tickled with how that turned out. I'm very pleased. I'm not going to set those anchors. Concrete cures, I think it's 21 days. So I'll come in later and I'll set those pins, and then that will flare the bottom and pinch those in there, and we can tighten it down. But it is locked in and good to go. All right, now phase 2. For phase 2, we are going to break out the hole dozer. Pretty good name, right, for a hole saw? These Milwaukee hole dozers, they get after it. They'll tear through nails and everything. Question is, will the little Milwaukee M12, will it be able to sling that big 3.5 inch? Now be careful, a 3.5 inch is a little bit of an oddball size. It might not be in all your sets. I had to send I've got a big set and it didn't have a 3.5, so I sent Mrs. W down, bless her, and she picked this up for us. So Mr. Cole has provided this basically trim piece that you can cut off according to wall thicknesses. So actually, you guys convinced me to do something completely different, and I'm glad I listened to you. I'm glad I read the comments. And that is, you guys told me, don't drill a hole through that log, go through the rim joist. And then you can go into the crawl space, and then the extra coiled up line can park down there. You come up through the wall and right to the head unit. Like, why didn't I think of that? It's gonna be so much better. We're going into a non-insulated space here. I'm definitely got into a screw or a nail or something. Boy, bless them for putting all these holes in there. Those old ones, it was so hard to get the piece out. I didn't bring my good chisels. I've got this janky pounding chisel. Can we knock out a chunk or two? Well, hindsight has learned me that an auger bit would have been a better option perhaps than this, but we are through it. My goodness, still on the single battery. So to answer our question, can it do it? Yes. Should it do it? No. Look at that. All right, well, this nice little trim piece should fit right in there, right? I'm hoping, right? Yeah, there we go. Well, gentlemen, for better or for worse, there it is. I'm gonna offer you the rare chance to rate my ProHo. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the work? 10 being a professional job by a professional contractor, a 1 being the best efforts of an East Coast man. So rate my ProHo and in the comments, and if you have any advice or any tips of anything that I haven't done yet, let me know. I do enjoy those comments and I'll be reading them. If you can save me from making a mistake, we all benefit from that. And I'm not too proud to admit that I don't know everything when it comes to this, for sure. So we're learning together. May God bless you and your families. Please keep us in your prayers, and we'll see you all on the next video.